So you have an offer signed from your client and it's time to present it to the listing agent. But you're probably wondering what actually happens next. What's going to maximize the chances that the listing agent and seller will accept our offer? And that's what we're looking at today. I'm going to share with you how to reach out to a listing agent, what to say and not say, and also how to follow up. So stay to the end because I'm going to be sharing with you the call script, the text script, and the email scripts that you're going to need to use. And by the way, if we're just meeting, welcome to Agent Startup Academy, where we train the next generation of top producing agents. At this point, you have the residential contract already executed from your client. You have all of the appropriate addendums that go along with that contract. And you also have a very important document that needs to be sent over with your offers, and that is proof of funds, either through proof of funds from a cash perspective, in other words, from a bank saying that your client is good for the offer, or a pre-qualification from a reputable lender. So this means that you have everything necessary to make a formal offer to the listing agent so they can take it to their seller and hopefully accept it. So if that sounds exactly where you're at right now, let's move on to step number 1. Step number 1 is calling the listing agent. You might think at this point it's, let's go ahead and send over the offer and all of the addenda. That is not the right play. Under no circumstances should the first time that the listing agent see your name be with an offer attached. Now, I understand this sounds counterintuitive, but hear me out. The reason that we don't send an offer right away without calling the listing agent first is because that listing agent doesn't know you. That listing agent oftentimes, especially in a slower market, is used to getting offers from investors that are just wasting time. So you don't want to be associated to that. You need to connect with that listing agent before you go over and send that offer. Now, most of the time, you probably already had some form of communication with the listing agent, mostly because you probably scheduled with that listing agent to go and see that home. So there's at least awareness that you exist, but you still do want to make that call to the listing agent. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You can say something like, "Hey, Julie, it's Jaime with DXP Realty. How are you?" "Awesome. Well, hey, I recently showed 123 Main Street to my clients and they are super excited to move forward. Are you currently working any offers on it?" "Understood. Well, hey, I have great news for both of us. I'm getting ready to submit a competitive offer on your listing, so I want to give you a heads up." Now, again, it's something super simple. You're essentially confirming that the home is still available by asking if they're working any offers. And this also positions you to explain any other details of the offer that might be pertinent. As an example, if your buyer is asking for seller credits, you can go ahead and share a few more details about that. Or if there's some contingencies in place to where your buyer needs to sell their home in order to buy. These are unique aspects to your client's offer that are worth bringing up ahead of time. In other words, this allows you to go up to bat for your clients before it ever hits the inbox of the listing agent, which presents your client's offers in a radically different way had you just emailed an offer without adding too much context. Listen, the more that you tee it up for the other party, the more they're going to like you, the more they're going to advocate for you whenever they're presenting your offers to their sellers. And now that we've made the call to the listing agent, let's go to step number 2. This is when we actually email over a formal offer. Now, it's absolutely vital that we send over a complete offer package, that you include everything that needs to go along with that offer. Now, for most of your offers, you're going to send 3 attachments. Number 1 is going to be the 1 to 4 family contract. Number 2 is going to be the third-party financing addendum. And then number 3 is going to be a pre-qualification letter. Now, again, that is bare minimum. There's probably going to be some additional addenda. If the home was built before 1978, you need the lead-based addendum. If the home is within an HOA, you need that addendum as well. And if the listing agent has already uploaded the seller's disclosure onto the MLS, it's a good idea to go ahead and get that executed from your buyers ahead of time and send that over as well. And there's countless other addenda and disclosures that you might need depending on the situation, on the home, on the brokerage that you're a part of. Now, if you're part of the DFW Homeowner Group, which is our production team here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, then you have a checklist that you can use. This will give you everything that you need to send over in a complete offer package. And here's where I have to give you brutally honest advice. Now, take this from a good place. I want the best for you. And unfortunately, nothing is gonna destroy your credibility more than sending over an incomplete offer. Sending an offer with a ton of spaces blank or missing or filled out incorrectly, or sending an offer that is not completely signed by your client, or sending an offer that doesn't have a pre-qual attached to it. All of those are ways for you to lose your credibility. And that unfortunately puts your clients at a disadvantage. And I know that sounds terrible, but historically, listing agents are more of the veteran agents, and they put more consideration on other agents that actually know what they're doing, because it means that their job is going to be a lot easier. And it also means that there's a higher likelihood that the transaction's actually going to go through. So if they sniff out an unprepared agent, in their mind, they're thinking, what's the likelihood that this buyer's agent knows what they're doing? That they educated their buyer correctly? Did they qualify the buyer correctly? Can the buyer actually purchase this property? Now, when you send that email with an offer attached, I want to give you the exact template that we use. You're going to see that there's no wasted motions here. We're basically sharing, hey, we're ready to go. Here's everything that you need. Hopefully we're working together. And an important line that you must not skip is asking for confirmation that they have received this offer. And a pro tip here is don't leave it up to chance that they receive the offer. Oftentimes, things with attachments go to spam. Take that next step and actually text the listing agent that you sent over the offer. Something simple like, hey Sophie, I just sent over the offer. Can you confirm receipt when you get a chance so I can notify my client? You would be surprised the amount of offers that get lost. So the last thing you want is to have sent over the offer on a Saturday night and wait a couple of days before you follow up, only to find out that the listing agent never saw the offer. And worse yet, that you miss a deadline of a highest and best. And step number 3 is actually a cheat code. It's a way to get even more offers accepted. Ask the lender to connect with the listing agent. Ask the lender to give the listing agent a proactive call, or at bare minimum, email them. Now, of course, make sure that it's after the offer has been sent. You want the lender to confirm your buyer's financial strength. Now, keep in mind, top producing listing agents actually reach out to lenders already, because once again, they want to sniff out any potential buyers that are not all that serious. So be proactive here. Make it super easy for the listing agent to work with you. And step number 4 is set appropriate expectations with your buyer. Once the offer has been sent and the listing agent has confirmed that they've received the offer, let your buyers know that it's in their hands now. Let them know what to expect. Let them know roughly when the seller might be responding. Let them know that they might be getting a counter, or they might be getting the offer accepted as is. Give them appropriate expectations. And the 5th step is that you have to follow up. It's okay to follow up the next day, especially if you don't get confirmation from the listing agent that they've received the offer. Drive the transaction forward. Show intentionality. Don't be afraid to drive that conversation forward, because keep this in mind. The other side may not know how a transaction is actually done. Keep in mind that 50% of real estate agents sell 1 or no transactions per year. So you don't know if you're working with a listing agent that is taking on that listing as a favor to their cousin down the street. But outside of that, they're not even actively working with their real estate license. Don't leave it to chance. Don't assume. Just make it very easy for the other side to work with you. And with that being said, if you want to see exactly how to craft that perfect offer so it gets accepted, check out this video right here.